Free agent quarterback Derek Carr is on the open market seeking a $35+ million average annual value contract. There are a number of teams that are interested in his services. Let's break them down. Now, Derek Carr is a very accurate NFL quarterback. Nobody is denying that. However, he is certainly coming off a little bit of a down year with the Las Vegas Raiders. He was benched anyway at the end of the season. The team obviously didn't want him to get injured and completely, ruin his opportunity to be traded after the season, as they were unable to get that trade done. They tried negotiating deals with other teams. They seemed to work out draft pick compensation, but Derek Carr held all the cards, and he didn't want to be moved. He wanted to be able to pick his destination. So that's why the team cut him, and now he's in free agency seeking a contract worth north of $35 million. He was due $40 million this next season anyway under his deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. Got to think that's kind of the reason why he wants a deal around that $35 million range. And for a quarterback of his caliber, that's about the right market price for him, honestly. I mean, looking at the teams that are in the market for a quarterback, there are a number of teams out there with money to spend at that quarterback spot. Looking at the New York Jets, the New Orleans Saints, there are a number of teams out there that could use a quarterback like him. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons, the Tennessee Titans, even to a certain degree, could bring in a guy like Derek Carr and see if they can get a little bit better production out of that quarterback spot. Say the Baltimore Ravens lose Lamar Jackson via trade or in free agency. I don't imagine they will lose him just straight out into free agency, because I imagine they'll tag him and trade him somewhere else. But if they need a quarterback, then there's another spot that could use a quarterback. I still find it hard to believe that the Miami Dolphins aren't at least concerned about Tua Tagovailoa's health going forward. I mean, they already have one player talking about the health of the health of themselves and talking about their future in the NFL being limited, and that being Byron Jones. Looking at Tua Tagovailoa, who suffered 3 concussions last year, you just saw him physically unable to perform the task of being a quarterback. Now, obviously, you wish him nothing but the best in his health long term, outside of the sport of the NFL. But at a certain point, you just have to realize that it's just not working out for you. And if that does happen, say he does get his bell rung once again next season, they'll be right back in the water, or they'll be right back at the top of the draft board looking for a quarterback next year. Why not go out there and get one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL on the market this year? Trade Tua if you're able to another team. Might take another risk on him. But for me, if I'm a Dolphins GM, I want to get consistent play out of my quarterback spot, especially when I have so much invested in the roster right now. I go out last year and I make the trade for Bradley Chubb to give myself kind of a finishing piece on the defensive side of the ball. Got good production out of my rookies on the defensive side of the ball as well. Spent some money on the outside bringing in Tyreek Hill. Got a good 1-2 punch anyway at the running back spot. So I think the quarterback is the most important position on the field right now for the Dolphins to be able to get right. If Tua's back and healthy, great. I understand all that. They must obviously have a lot more information on Tua's health going forward than I do. But looking at just the situation on the outside looking in, he is one hit away from his career being over. And I understand every player takes that risk when they enter the NFL. Every player is supposedly one hit away. But you take 3 concussions in a year. Look at the career of Luke Kuechly, one of the best linebackers in the NFL ever to play the position. He has suffered, 3, 4 concussions in the same season and said, nope, that's it, I'm done. How quickly that changes. And I think Tua Tagovailoa is in a very similar position as Luke Kuechly, and the Miami Dolphins need to at least be cognizant of that and at least consider their options should Tua Tagovailoa go down due to injury again. Do they have a safety net built in already? I mean, they had one last year with Teddy Bridgewater. He had issues as well staying healthy. So bringing in a guy that's reliable, posts every single day like a Derek Carr would be a great get for them. But again, Derek Carr is looking for $35+ million annually. We'll see who ultimately ends up ponying up the money. The Jets are said to be willing to spend big on a free agent quarterback or in trade. I imagine Aaron Rodgers is probably their first call that they're trying to bring in, since they did sign Nathaniel Hackett to be their offensive coordinator. Should that not materialize, or say the Colts end up getting him, or whatever the case may be, then Derek Carr could easily benefit from that opportunity opening up for him. But we'll see where he ends up going. Let us know in the comment section what you think about the ask for Derek Carr. Do you think he's worth $35 million? Just look at the pay scale for a lot of the quarterbacks around the NFL. I understand $35 million is a lot of money. It's way more money than I will ever see in my lifetime. I get all of that. But when you look at the way the quarterback position is paid around the NFL, for just a decent starting quarterback, just to play the game for 17 weeks a season, for just one of the top 25 quarterbacks in the league, you're talking about $20 million a season for just that level of production. Then when you get to, say, the mediocre quarterbacks, the Kirk Cousins, the Dak Prescotts of the world, that $30 to $40 million range is what you're in there. Then you go to the high-end quarterbacks like your Patrick Mahomes, your Justin Herbert, etc. Those are guys that are going to get in that $50+ million range. Derek Carr is asking for 35. Honestly, a bargain for the accuracy that you get at the quarterback position. And then you can take the money that you're saving here by getting a quarterback in that top 15, top 10 range with Derek Carr and put it elsewhere. Get another defensive lineman, bring in an offensive lineman to protect him. Go after that cornerback that you need to kind of go opposite, Sauce Gardner if you're the New York Jets. Let us know in the comments section what you think about the possibility of Derek Carr getting that $35 million, and where do you think he's going to get it from? Saints haven't had a quarterback since Drew Brees has left. They absolutely need to bring somebody in, whether that be Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, etc. Let us know in the comments section which quarterback you think goes there. And again, is Derek Carr worth that $35 million? Thank you guys for subscribing and joining the upside. We'll see you guys next time.